So
Right
Since
on.
you're the sponsor, do we have to read the
no, I didn't. Like I said, I didn't get an ad read.
Okay, why am I hearing myself twice? What is happening here?
Is it
Oh,
through
okay.
my end?
There, no, it was me. It was me.
Okay, good.
Okay, that's better. Check 1, 2, 3. Check. Why do I sound? Do I sound like I'm in a tin can?
Sound fine to me.
What is
Yeah, you sound
happening?
good, man. Ah, I almost dropped
Uh,
my microphone.
Shit.
check 1, 2, 3. Check. I guess that's fine. All right, we'll just roll with it. I don't know what. Am I hearing two different audios here? Oh, that's why. Hello, check
Fucking
1, 2, 3.
bullshit,
Check
man.
1, 2, 3. Check. Okay, I'm gonna have to fix this later because I don't know.
We'll fix it in post. Fuck it. We'll do it
Okay.
live.
Fuck it, we'll do it live.
It's just weird. I sound like I'm in a tin can. I don't know what the hell is happening.
In post, edit in a bunch of Panthers.
Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello. Check, check, chickadee, check. All right, you guys talk for a second.
La da dee,
Okay.
la da do.
Talking, it's what I'm good at. Talking, I can do it all
All
day.
right,
Hey!
let's see. System audio. Let me. Is that hello?
Learn-
Check 1, 2, 3.
Wow,
Check one,
Like-
two.
very crisp.
All right.
Crisper than a mango truly, man.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think
baby, shit, brother. I'm about to shotgun this thing, dude.
There you go, bro.
Fucking
It's not gonna be
butt chug it, dog.
Drunk on this show.
Jegging, right?
check 1, 2, 3. Check. Okay.
Is that what that's called, jegging?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Dude, why is he in the shot? Swear to God, there we go. That's so much better. God, I hate
check
that.
1, 2. Okay, we're just gonna go because I can't figure this out right now, and it's gonna take me a
Yeah.
while. So,
You sound good on our end. Hopefully it's okay. The
all
recording.
right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, I thought
I
you.
don't have an ad read.
Oh, that's
dude.
right.
Just play the fucking music, bro.
All right, here we go. Ooh, it is Saturday evening, and we are here for the Open Micers podcast. My name is Jason Robbins.
I'm the immortal enemy of Zachary Perkins, Jacob Craig, and tonight, our guests coming to us from Aquarius Productions. You know them as our sponsor. They've been our sponsor for a few months now, man. They've been great for us. We've got Daltenious in the house. What's up,
Yes.
brother? How's it going?
How's it going, everybody?
So, man, I know you're a solo musician. You work with Aquarius Productions. What you got? What you got going on right now, man? What you been busy with lately?
Aside from college, I think it's like one more semester, or this is my final semester till my senior year, so that'll
Right.
be dope.
College.
Considering I'm a dropout,
You
dude.
damn kids in your college.
Yeah. Aside from that, just been making music. I'm having a song released on the 5th of next month through Bentley Records, who
Ooh.
fortunately I just spoke with Luca Days, the owner of Bentley Records, and he gave me an extension on my contract, which was super dope. It's non-exclusive contract, which means that I could sign with like anybody else. I mostly before I did anything with them, I would distribute my music through DistroKid, which was nice, and it's cool. And aside from that, just doing a lot of videography work. I've been doing a lot of work with Chaz Singleton. Anytime he needs a hand, I've been kind of working under him. That's Astro Clown Productions.
Mhm.
Shout out to Chaz. He's a fantastic director.
Yeah, I've
We
met Chaz
just-
a couple times.
Oh yeah, he's a great guy, man. He lives like right down the road from me too. It's dope.
Yeah.
So anytime he like me and him usually just like watch the UFC fights together. Which hey, there's UFC fights tonight. So,
Oh, is there?
Oh yeah, man.
but we just got done. I think was it like 2 weeks ago? I don't know. I wrote and produced a music video with Chaz as the director for a local artist, Harlequin Soul. He's a rapper, and that was a whole lot of fun. It's long days. I thought it'd be a tad bit more fun but it's a lot of work. Surprisingly, it's a full day thing, especially when you time it out and you have considerations like lighting. Like if you have night shots, day shots, you have to time everything out. And there's also the editing aspect of it that you also have to time out. When you look at music videos, that is just the finished product is a fraction of what really occurred that day.
I
Aside from
know.
all that, so.
Trust me, I know. Everybody thinks it's fun in games until you get on set doing something and you're like,
Oh yeah.
I'm not having fun anymore.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. I started off just picking stuff up and putting stuff down, and that was initially my gig. But then I kind of got into it myself, and me and Zach bought a camera, and I filmed a music video for a local rapper in Biloxi, and that was a whole lot of fun. It's always a lot of fun. It's just a lot of work too.
So I was actually going to talk to you guys because I talked to the guys in my band, Falls from Grace, and we want to make a video. And I had a really good idea for a video to do because I
brought this up last month.
What's that?
I said, yeah, you brought this up last month with the pro wrestlers, right?
Did I?
Yeah, you did.
I don't
But
remember.
say it again.
I'm old, man. Shut up. Just let me go.
Go ahead.
I want to do it where we're in the middle because have you ever heard of Diamond Championship Wrestling around here?
I actually just recently saw an advertisement for some wrestling event. I know they did one at like like the Frugal's parking lot or some shit recently. Is that it? Is that it?
Yeah, they've been around here for
right
a
on.
while. They travel the Southeast, and I was thinking like, what if we had a video where as the band we're playing in the middle of the ring and just have a bunch of wrestlers like beating the shit out of each other around us while we play the song.
That'd be excellent, and probably pretty easy to work out as well. Like have you guys like walking down the hallway or the aisle to get to the stage, and then have it be like the build up, and then playing in the middle of the ring while they're like wrestling around you. Yeah, that'd be
awesome.
Yeah, that'd be the shit.
You could end the song, like in the video, with like getting a really cheap like old canvas bass drum and have someone's head just go through flying through the bass drum, and then you guys just get up and leave.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be.
I volunteer my head, dude.
Yeah, no, I just heard recently about how they do the wrestling around here. I've also heard of like the little people wrestling that they've been doing. And like none of this shit has ever like come to my attention once, and I've lived down here.
It's pretty big, man. They do it a lot in Jackson County. You should go to the next one they do at the I can't remember the name of the place, right next to the YMCA and across from the juke joint in Ocean Springs. They do it there like once a month at it's like the youth center or whatever. It's a pretty big like gymnasium. And dude, these guys are crazy. They're like flying off the top ropes and like killing each other with like chairs and tables, and it's like real wrestling like the way you want it to be, and you're just like, holy crap, this is awesome.
Is it like the old like VHS backyard wrestling where they like fall on tacks and shit?
It's like
that?
It's like the WWE like in the old days, like back in the like late 70s, early 80s. Like they have wrestlers with like, personas. They're not just like, Jim Smith to the ring. Like it's like actual like, they got Koloff, who's like, like the Russian guy, and then they have
Isn't he a communist?
Yeah,
not right.
But it's awesome. You gotta go. It's like the most fun you can have for like $12.
Yeah, somebody hit me up like the other day and said, "Hey, there's wrestling going on in the Frugal's parking lot." I think it was like a couple weeks back, and I was in my head, I just pictured like a fight, like just some weird white trash brawl in the Frugal's parking lot or some shit, and I was like, "Dope, I gotta be there."
No, we put those on here in Vancouver.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I actually was I'm trying to get Koloff on the show here because he's like the big draw for Diamond Championship Wrestling, because he's like totally the persona of like the communist Russian, and like everybody boos him and he loves it, and he like like my friend's little girl will hold up a sign that says like boo Koloff, and he'll like rip the sign and throw it at her. I'm like, this is awesome.
Oh yeah, man, I love throwing stuff at little girls.
I had recently been watching. Have y'all ever heard of Rough and Rowdy? It's like I think Bill Burr hosts it sometime. It's like like under amateur boxing events where they just get like random people just sign up for it, and they do like,
Sounds awesome.
yeah, it's hilarious. They do like storylines with that as well, where it's like older brother versus younger brother.
Wow.
And
Me and
like,
Jacob could
Kinda
fight
like
one
bully
another.
beat
Dude,
down.
let's
Yeah.
sign up and beat the hell out of one another.
Yeah, I've honestly thought about doing it just for fun.
Dude, I would love to do that, man. Do you remember Bully Beatdown? That's kind of
Oh,
what it sounds
yeah,
like.
yeah,
Where it's
yeah.
like
Yeah,
someone's bully signs up to fight a professional MMA fighter because they think they can take him, and then they just get
Yeah.
their ass kicked by a
Ooh.
professional MMA fighter.
yeah. They like lose money for every like takedown or submission and shit like
Yeah, something like that.
that. Yeah,
But
count me out, buddy.
so you mentioned the videography and everything that you do. I've seen interviews where Zach Perkins has talked, and obviously he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. I don't know if this is true or not, or real or not. But he makes it sound like your specific duties as far as Aquarius goes is actually like you're the mastermind behind mixing the music. He says that you're the guy that really knows what to do as far as mixing music goes. Is there any truth to that, or is he just full of shit?
Oh, he's full of shit.
He's full of shit. I figured.
No, I do a lot of mixing, audio mixing, music and shit. And I've recently been doing video mixing, do like DaVinci Resolve or some shit. It's pretty easy once you get the hang of it. I mean, I've been doing like video mixing or like video editing for a long time, just like fucking around and stuff. But I've always like been big on music mixing. Like I have like 2 albums of just beats that I made,
Awesome, man.
and I've mixed vocals for plenty of people, and it's always a blast. I have Melodyne Studio 5. It's like a $800 kind of like manual tune, not auto tune, but manual tune where you really go into the vocal. So if somebody records something on a microphone, goes into the computer, I record it onto Melodyne, and then I can really go into each note and separate it and make harmonies or whatever. So yeah, I have a lot of fun with it.
Awesome. So
I
that's
mix
why.
all my own vocals, and yeah, I always have like a blast doing it. It's like probably what I like the video editing and the filmmaking probably more because it's newer to me, and it's just something for me to like latch onto and really learn as much as I can about it, because I like fixate on shit
Yeah.
until I drain it dry, and then I just throw it away and then do something else. I guess you could call me kind of fickle with it.
That's how
But,
I am. I'm way more into the editing aspect of
Mm.
things, like music editing, video editing, like because that's actually what I was going to go to college for at one point, was just to be a film editor. Like that's what I wanted to do, because for some reason, like with my ADD or anxiety or whatever, it's like when I'm editing something, like I can laser focus and like the rest of the world just goes away. So that's kind of my favorite thing in the world to do, is just edit stuff.
Yeah, I'll be stuck in the studio for like hours a day whenever I'm not busy, just grinding out editing as much as I
Yeah.
can. And for me, it was always more about, at first it was entertainment, it was fun, it was enjoyable.
Yeah.
but eventually it has to become a little bit more practical. So with music, I liked singing, I liked playing music, but what's more practical is like, would I rather be the guy being recorded, or would I rather be the guy recording people? Would I rather be the guy on film for a music video, or would I rather be the guy behind the camera or behind the desk editing? It's about kind of like what's more practical for me. And if I like something and I can't, I'd rather not pay for it. I'd rather do it myself,
Right.
So it just really always comes down to what's most practical and how to arrange all that. So
Well, if you decide to become a music producer, that's where the money is anyway.
yeah, right.
That's where
Practical
all the money
with
is.
money. Would I rather be paying money to to be in a music video, or would I rather be paid money to make a music video?
Yeah.
Would I rather pay money to have my vocals mixed, which is a shit ton of money? Like I've looked up prices in New Orleans and stuff at the recording studios down there. It's like fucking ridiculous. Or would I rather be the person just who can mix my own shit and mix other people's shit for money?
Yeah.
So it's about what's most practical, and you learn skills at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win.
Brought that up too, man. There are a lot of producers out there who aren't even musicians, right? Like they really don't care if what they're doing is affordable, because they know that someone's going to pay for it because they have no other option.
Right.
So I mean, you are entertainers producing for entertainers.
Yeah.
So like, have you kind of taken that into consideration when competing with these bigger guys?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just like to the point you just made, I've been in studios before and I've worked with people who aren't entertainers and they aren't musicians, and they really just don't give a fuck about you when you step in their studio. They care about what's in your wallet. That's
Yeah.
it. They don't give a shit. I've known people who have paid like ridiculous amounts of money for audio mixing or audio editing, and it be shit. And I'd be able to do it in like an hour better. And there's no excuse for that unless that they're being ripped off, which I suspect that in a lot of cases it's one of those things where I know how to do something you don't, so I'm gonna kind of half-ass it, and you're still gonna pay me the full price.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like the whole mechanic thing. You know what I mean? They're just gonna fuck you over.
Absolutely.
So I think it's more beneficial for artists, entertainers to be able to not only work together, but to use all of our expertise and techniques with like what we know how to do to build all of each other up, instead of, you know, you just go to some weird fucking trailer in the kiln and
Yeah.
you know, do like a do like a 2 hour long recording session, and then that be that, and you pay a shit ton of money and it come out all right.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
sounds too specific to not come from personal experience.
It is. It does come from personal experience.
Oh,
So-
I've had quite a few experiences going in studios with producers who really don't give a shit. But I've had some really good producers too. Like, you know, you get what you pay for too. Like, you know, we a long time ago recorded a song that we paid a producer $10,000 for 2 days worth of work. And like,
Shit.
if you can get it, it's good. It's good money. If you're good at your job, you know, because
Right.
that's really like there's more to producing than most people think of, because not only, you know, you actually become part of the songwriting process as a good producer, because you know what's going to sound good, you know what's going to work on the radio or whatnot, what's going to hit as a single. You may have ideas for, you know, a verse or a chorus or beat, or like change, you know, basically just saying maybe you should play this part a little faster or play it a little slower. Like, you really dive into the songwriting process and you make it sound as best as possible. And if you can kind of hit that formula where you get a couple of hits under your belt, I mean, not even really hits, just songs that do really well, you know, you can make quite a good living for yourself, you know, being an engineer producer.
Right. And that's kind of the thing too. It's like, you know, you could be a singer and not really have an ear for music. You know, like you could like have a singer step into a studio and the producer's going to do all the fucking work because the singer is just there to sing. They just know how to sing.
Well,
and that's about it. And the same goes for like even other people who play instruments and shit. You know, it's just it's one of those things like you got it or you don't, and you can learn it and shit. But the producer is going to be doing most of the work.
But you also have people, you know, that are good songwriters, but can't sing their way out of a paper bag. So you can have a good relationship with, say, somebody that's a great songwriter and know somebody that can sing well but can't write worth a shit, and be like, hey, play this song by this person, and like all of a sudden you've got like a good mix on your hand of personalities and singing and music, and it's kind of like lightning in a bottle almost. Like, I really envy what you're doing, because if I could go back in time, honestly, you know, 20 years ago when I still had good hearing, I would have like gone to school to be an engineer and been a producer, because that's, you know, that's the job you want, man. You want to get paid to come in, tell people what to do, and, you know, crank out some hits and make some money.
And I love those kind of gigs too, because it's one of those like hobbies or skills or talents or what have you that there's no end game to. You're never going to be you know, like you can call yourself an expert, but there's always more shit to learn. You're never going to be done. I'm sure it is the same in like, you know, directing, editing, producing, comedy. You know, you're never going to be like, okay, that's it for me. I'm as good as I'm ever going to get, and wipe your hands clean of it. And
just the technology changes, you know, almost every single day. Like, I recorded albums back in the 90s when it was reel-to-reel tape, you know, analog recordings, and then moved to DAT tape, and then you move to digital, and you go to Pro Tools, and it's like it's a complete
Right.
different world now within a span of like 20-25 years.
Yeah,
Yeah.
back like 30 years ago, I'd have to go to a fucking library to
Yeah.
figure out shit.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I can just Google it and steal the damn thing myself.
Yeah.
Just
I
kidding.
think the first thing was actually a full-length portrait painted by a local artist in the 1800s. So, the technology just changes every day as far as cameras and just everything that happens.
Shut up.
But let's talk about your music for a little bit, man, because I know you before you started Aquaries are of course a fantastic solo musician. I listened to a lot of your music preparing for today's interview, and you are an amazing singer-songwriter, man, for sure.
Thank
I
you.
assume you write all your songs. I mean, I don't know what happens behind the scenes.
Yeah, I
But
write it. Yeah.
yeah, just give us some insight into where you kind of started with that, and how did you get so good honing your voice and your guitar skills?
So, I've been playing music since 2005, I'd say. My mom got me into just like rock and roll, and that was like it. And then my sister, she was into like hip hop, and my brother and my dad were into country music. So I kind of had like, a trifecta of different genres of music that I would hear on a daily basis. And from there, I got a guitar and I learned how to play guitar. That was the first instrument I learned how to play. And from there, I just kind of like sang every now and then and played guitar at the same time. And I got a little bit more comfortable doing that. And then time went on. I was in a couple shitty bands, as I'm assuming a lot of musicians have been, where you look back and you're like, oh, like you cringe and shit. You're like, oh, it was fucking embarrassing. But you move on, And so
It's a rite of passage. Every
right,
musician
yeah.
has to do it.
Yeah, terrible.
Hmm.
Anywho, so over time, I kind of got into more of the digital aspect of it, and which I've always like. When I was younger, I was like always like real fucking opposed to it. I was like, no, it should only be like real instruments and shit, like fuck digital stuff and like trap beats and pop beats and all that shit. And then I realized I was an ass because they actually just play live instruments live to do that. So it's whatever. And over time, I've always been a singer for like as long as I can remember. And my sister was a singer, and then she would sing with me, and she had vocal lessons and piano lessons. And I kind of fed off that, and me and her would sing together, and she'd teach me different, like, I guess, singing techniques and like lip rolls and all that shit to warm up your vocals. And
Lip rolls.
yeah, it's not what you think. But yeah, I mean, I'd say in the past like 3 or 4 years, I've been really diving deep into making my own music, and I mean that's pretty much it. Just like what came from that is because my shit sounded so bad when I sang into my microphone that because I didn't know how to like audio edit, and I didn't feel like paying anybody to help me, so I just kind of learned how to do it myself. So on like my album Intent, I did all the audio editing and stuff, and I collaborated with some producers for the beats and shit, and it all worked out pretty well.
That's great, man. When did you first meet your compatriots in Aquaries, Zach Perkins and Patty Dwyer? When did you guys first meet, and when did you decide to go into business together to start producing stuff?
So I've known Zach since like what, high school, right?
Yeah, I think we met when you were.
Hey, no one asked him. Just tell him to shut his fucking mouth.
So yeah, it was before I dropped out. I was like a sophomore or some shit, and we met and we hung out and shit. We had like the same shitty little group of friends, and Patty I met through him,
Yeah.
and
Technically, I met Patty through you.
oh yeah, actually he met Patty through me because I was doing my syncing music video at my house. That's right, and I guess they hooked up then or some shit. I don't fucking know.
No,
But,
it's your fault that you traumatized that poor girl.
yeah, it's all my fault, dude. You can blame me.
Poor Patty.
But me and Zach were talking about it one day, and we just kind of like we're just hanging out. I think we might have been working on some music in my studio, and we thought it'd be a cool idea because I mean I wasn't aware of how big the collaboration of artists were in Biloxi at the time, but just from like me being out here in Waveland, Bay St. Louis, there's like, you have some like bar bands that play Leonard Skinner and shit, and that's about fucking it. You know what I mean? And then you have some single artists, but it's all cover bands. And I like originality. I like original music more than I just like being at a bar or in some outing and just hearing somebody playing a cover. It's talent for sure, and it takes a lot of work and a lot of skill. I don't take anything away from that, but I just like originality a little bit more because that's like songwriting, like you were saying. So we figured like, hey, why don't we try to collaborate with artists down here, entertainers, comedians, whatever we can, to really get that going. And I think that idea really spawned from the Sinking music video, because at that music video we had like actors, we had like makeup artists, we had singers, vocalists, guitarists, musicians. We had all these people together, and I was like, why can't we just all work together into building something better down this way on the coast? And that's kind of where that idea came from, just trying to make good events, promote them through video, and give everybody an open space and a venue to showcase their talents, whether it's comedy or music or whatever.
And as far as the music scene goes, I mean, I really feel like the music scene's starting to get a pretty good shot in the ass lately, especially over this way, the Biloxi Ocean Springs area. There are so many bands now.
Yeah.
And it's been dry for like the past 10 years. And now like all these bands are popping up, and it's great.
That's what I was thinking. I didn't know if I was just blind to it the whole time or if it just came out of nowhere, but it's incredible. It's like, it's such an amazing thing to for artists to be able to be out there like this, like they've been doing lately. Like I've been seeing, especially like in Biloxi, Gulfport, and Ocean Springs, and all those areas. It's incredible.
Yeah. And it's weird because, the music scene here just basically just died around 2012. No real reason. It just kind of ran out of steam. And then there was just nothing but like bar bands for like 7-8 years. And then all of a sudden, the last year or so, it's like all these bands start popping up. All these younger people are like wanting to play like rock music and play in bands and like learn instruments. I'm like, finally, rock is starting to like, the young ones are starting to discover the dark side.
Yeah, it makes me happy for the future of the Gulf Coast, because like you said, it seemed as if for a long time it went dry.
Yeah.
But now it's like fucking booming.
Yeah, like that
it's
last
crazy. It's
show,
like every weekend.
That last show we played, that big show at the Juke, man, all those bands that were there, like, Northern Lights Suplex and Hissing Fetus, like all those bands are good, like really, really good. And I'm just like, man, it's finally starting to crawl back to like, where there's like good bands to go see now.
Yeah. But I think the whole South is going through like an entertainment renaissance, because, in 2017, 2018, there was zero comedy scene in Mississippi. Absolutely no one, nowhere to do comedy, no one doing comedy. And now we have this whole, multiple coalitions and multiple comics who you get some credits to their name and they can tour the country and do well, And
it's nice, man. It's really nice to know that the entertainment industry is really starting to come back a little bit.
Especially here in the South, man, because, there are so many people, like we are known for our music, man.
Yeah.
Like,
right. Mississippi, right?
It's the birthplace of American music. I mean, it says it right on the sign when you come in the state.
It really does like make me like stoked to fucking see like a really nice comedy scene down here, because like I never once in my life ever seen a comedy scene down here.
We're still struggling with like every show I do. There's gonna be someone in the audience that has never seen a comedy show before. Like, and there's really absolutely no reason for that, because no matter where you live, you should be able to go out at night and see an amazing band and see an amazing comedian. Like,
well, the one at was it like Belux, right? When I saw you, that was my first ever.
Yeah, man,
it was awesome.
That was a good one to do too, because you have these guys. Fucking Ryan Adams was there. He opened for Gilbert Gottfried. AJ Bell was there. He's a dawn of the fucking New Orleans scene. Cody Calabra has credits to his name. I'm not going to toot my own horn, but man, there's a lot of great people on that fucking show. Like, those are the guys. Like, that whole show lineup are guys that could tour the entire country and do well if they ever got the chance.
Yeah.
I feel the same way about the bands down here, dude. If Northern Light Suplex ever went out to LA,
Yep.
they could get a fucking contract. Those guys are amazing.
Yeah, and they've been around for a few years. I mean,
LA.
they're really the only band that was kind of carrying the torch there for a while here on the coast. And they've been around for a while, and they're a really good band too. It just surprises me that they've never attracted like label attention or anything. But I guess like maybe now that the scene is coming back, I don't know. Maybe start getting some attention down here, because I feel like the South is just blowing up. Soon as everything starts opening back up, that New Orleans to Pensacola stretch is just going to be like an entertainment hub, man. There's going to be bands, comedians, everything you can think of. Like every single night of the week, there's going to be something to do somewhere.
As it should be, because we have the venues for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I just booked a 3-day tour coming up at the end of May, man, from Pensacola to here.
Nice.
It's shit's gonna start happening. But the last question that I had, we're running out of time on the Zoom here. We got about 5 minutes. When can we expect, or are you working on any new music from Daltenious? And where can people listen to that?
Okay, well, so on the 5th of next month, I'll be releasing my song Away, and that's going to be through Bentley Records. You'll be able to hear that song on all streaming platforms.
Excellent.
Spotify,
Awesome.
Apple Music.
Let us know as soon as it drops, and we'll share it out on our social media. If I
for sure.
can't make it,
Adjust your dentures, Jason.
yeah.
And at some point soon, I'd say in like probably by next month or so, when I'll have a little bit more free time to be able to kind of finish everything up, I will be dropping a new album as well.
Sweet.
So I'm excited for that.
Excellent, man. Do you have anything else that you want to say, about yourself or Aquaries while you got a little bit of time here at the end that you want the people to know?
Check me out on Spotify. Check out Astro Clown Productions. He's the shit. I think he just like worked with the Yin Yang Twins like 2 days ago or some shit in New Orleans.
I
Nice.
saw that.
Crazy. He's been working with like Choppa too in New Orleans. The dude's fucking busy as shit all the time, and he grinds out, and he's been working on this for a long time. So he really deserves the shout out. He's a great director, a great producer, great editor. So shout out to him for sure. Shout out Knuckle Nate in Biloxi, Mississippi, and shout out everybody on BandLab, because I know they're going to watch this at some point.
Awesome.
There you go, man. Yeah, you guys can follow Aquarius on Instagram and Facebook. Go look up Daltenious on Facebook. Do whatever you do. Do not look up Zachary Perkins on any platform. Don't listen to him. Don't look at him. Yeah, he's been in your background this whole time, the whole show. I'm not going to hold the background against you, but you have the worst background of any of our guests.
He's saying that he's happy that you're here, and he misses you a lot.
Well, we're coming up on the we're coming up on the end. Jacob, you got anything you want to pimp before we leave tonight?
Man, just join us. I don't know when this is going to come out, but tomorrow night, that's going to be Sunday the 25th. We are having our crossover episode with Burning the Set List. You can watch that on any of our social media or any of the Burning the Set List social media. And man, just join us next Wednesday when we're going to be live with our last comedian of April Fool's Month. And then please join us all through the month of May, where we're going to be sponsored by Aquaries. And we just picked up a very exciting new sponsor. That's right. We're going to have 2 sponsors, because people are finally figuring out that it's super fucking cheap to sponsor this goddamn show. So we're going to pick up another sponsor in Landmass Comedy. So we're going to shout out both of those guys.
Oh.
And in the month of May, we are going to have 2 famous comic book artists and perhaps one of the best stand-up comedians on the planet today will be on the Open Micers podcast on May 19th.
Yes.
You're not going to want to miss it. I'm not going to tell you who it is. Just got to tune in next month, man.
Oh, yeah. It's a big one.
It is a big one.
Let's go ahead and get out of here. What do you say? If
Yes, dude.
you would like to email us, you can email us at openmikerspodcast@gmail.com. We're at openmikers on Twitter, and of course, Open Mikers Podcast on Facebook. And you're listening to this on Patreon. But if you get this later and you're listening to it in the regular feed, it's OM Podcast or openmikers.com. Openmikers.com. Take us straight to our Patreon. We'll see you next week.
There we
That
go.
was a fun episode.
Fun, man.
Thanks, gang.
Yes, thank you for joining
Dude,
us.
just turn around and slap that motherfucker right in the face.
Zach, come here so I can slap you on the face.
We'll say goodbye to everybody on the Twitch and everybody
Wait,
watching on YouTube. Oh, Jesus.
So hard.
I got him kind of in the ear.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We'll see you next week.